Like fast forward to my early 40s, now I'm drinking a lot, and,
Daily?
daily. Yeah. I'd race home from work, so I could, so I could, drink, I would, have the giant, just stereotype, the giant jug of vodka hidden in the garage. So I could go pour a pint of vodka to calm the nerves, and then, crack open a bottle of wine and have a glass ready. So when my wife got home, that's what she smelled. And that was,
Right.
what was going on. And I had secret stashes all over the house. I had a big gun safe in the garage where I kept the cocaine, and that was something that
So that was
it's a
now on a
secret.
daily basis too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in my late 30s, like that started becoming,
Yeah.
a daily thing. And I started accumulating stuff. So I had the nice house, I had the cars, the stuff, my business. I was building a business.
You're a financial advisor, so you're doing really well.
Yeah. I mean, it's slow. Like it takes years to build that, but it was building and I was becoming successful. But it was like always stress, of not having enough, right? Like, and then, what am I doing next? And there was a lot of pressure, but I loved what I did. It wasn't the work. And I loved my clients and working with people, but it wasn't the work. It was the inside that wasn't fulfilled, and then it's like the next thing is like, okay, well, we need to have kids. That's what's, going to make us happy. Lo and behold, like I find out that like I can't have children. And I didn't have a good like my wife and I we didn't have good communication. Part of that is, my fault, but, it just, we spoke, we were on different levels. We just didn't, communicate well. She wasn't a bad person. When I described her first in recovery, it was her fault.
Of course.
And I was drinking more. She was,
She didn't
catching
know.
me. No, not to the level that I was, but like once in a while she would catch me like passed out on the couch, before I didn't come up in time, or find like the hidden glass of vodka. Like, I'm like, what are you doing? It's Wednesday,
Yeah. Right.
And, and that was normal and things were very cold between us. So, eventually like I saw it outside the house, and like and that's something that I was not very proud of, meeting, somebody else besides my wife. And, but I just felt so unloved and so not noticed in my own home that it was so emotionally draining for me. Like that was like when I felt the most bankrupt. And, after all I do for you and us, like the selfishness, right? All I do for you, you can't see
home.
me. Like I'm not even top 5 on your list of important people.